Honestly, I just feel politically homeless.
I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican either, but I'm not a Democrat.
Change doesn't happen in an echo chamber.
This entire video will be focusing on liberals, left-leaning people that are deciding to become politically independent and stepping away from the mindset that they've previously had. Because with everything going on recently, it's becoming increasingly evident that there are a lot of people who have just decided that they no longer identify with their left-wing friend groups or the left-wing mindset that is going around. And oftentimes, it's not even so much that you don't identify with them, but they don't identify with you anymore. They've gone so extremely far left to where it's like you seem like you're on the right, you seem like you're a Republican, but not many of your values have changed. And for some, yes, there have been radical changes where we went from super on the left to super on the right, or on the left to more center right. But regardless, it is something that we're seeing is that the left is getting increasingly more left. On this topic of leaving the left, there are two things that we know for certain. One is that you're not alone for thinking and feeling how you are right now. Whether you're just processing everything and you're not really sure what to think, or you are someone that left the left, the feeling that you're feeling right now is common. And two, there are immigrants, women, black people, gay people, trans people, Hispanic people, Asian people. I mean, the list goes on. Every type of human, millions of them, who think for themselves and do not align with or identify with anything liberal or left wing. You are allowed to think for yourself. We all are allowed to think for ourselves. Personally, I'm someone who has a lot of more center right views, but I do have some left wing views. I'm human. We're human. And I'm sorry, it's only one side, the left side, that is constantly telling me I need to be in a box. The party screaming diversity is telling me, no, Amir, you're gay. You have to align yourself with the LGBTQ plus community and co-sign and agree with everything that they're saying. No, Amir, you are black. You have to have your black card. You have to hate Republicans and you have to vote Democrat. And you have to think inside this box what it means to be black in America, and that is it. And if you're not that, you are exiled. And I'm sorry, there are tons of people out there that are incredibly over it, and that is exactly what this video is about today. So if you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe, and without further ado, let's dive right into this video.
Hello there, I am a formal liberal who grew up in Portland, Oregon, which if you know anything about that city is one of the most progressive cities in the entire country. I also have a bachelor's degree in social work. I have worked for the government, I have worked for DHS. I have basically spent my whole young adult life advocating for liberal ideologies.
She is like the quote unquote liberal. Like that is a template. Being in Portland, everything humanity related, like that is like, damn.
I'm a little late to be posting anything about what has been happening with Charlie Kirk, but I'm ready to finally speak out because I have been grieving so hard for somebody I've never met before. The shift for me really happened when I started doing more research, doing more digging, and not just taking the clickbait headlines word for word. Is when I actually went in and looked for the full context that I started to change my mind and not really support a lot of what my peers were saying or what they were posting.
That is exactly what happened to me. Literally, my life was led by headlines. It was led by headlines, whatever was going on in the group chat, and whatever wouldn't piss people off, truly. If I could just like stay in the circle, stay in the group chat, not ruffle any feathers, that's what I went along with. And it wasn't until I started researching for myself the headlines that they were saying, all the context behind it, that was when it really changed for me. Because oftentimes when it comes to these headlines, there is some truth to it. Like a quick example is a statement, oh, there are more white people on food stamps and there are more black people on food stamps. Both of those are true. It just depends on how you're looking at that information and what they're telling you. If someone says more white people are on food stamps, yes, they're looking at the total population. There's obviously more white people in this country, more white people are on food stamps. And if someone's saying no, more black people are on food stamps, they are saying, hey, I'm not looking at the total population. I'm looking at the population of people on food stamps compared with the population of that group. So we're looking at the total population of black people in America. How many of the black people in America are on food stamps, and how many of the white people on food stamps? There's more black people utilizing food stamps than white people. So two things can be true at once, and you oftentimes have one side of each saying one thing that is true but lacks that context. And it wasn't until I really looked into that was when my mind really started to open up and things started to change.
Hello, I'm here to remind you that you're allowed to change your mind just because where you started doesn't have to be where you stay. One of my biggest problems that I kept seeing over and over again, especially with my liberal peers, because I have a lot of them, was the lack of seeking to understand.
I referenced this in my last video, but more people listen to respond than listen to understand. They're so on edge and like just ready to combat and ready to come right back at you, and not just pausing and listening to understand and see your viewpoint. There's not a lot of that happening on the left.
Is basically what I saw a lot of, because when I went in and I did the research on certain topics, I was dumbfounded why we were all saying one thing when I didn't actually believe that anymore. And I also just want to say that both sides can be guilty of just seeing a headline and reposting it and running with it. So if you're watching this right now, regardless of what side you're on, I just want to challenge you to always fact check everything. Instead of just taking a headline, especially right now with social media, you guys. There is so much fake information that is just being pushed out. It's actually insane, and you just look so stupid when you repost something that's just factually not correct. So listen, just do your research, and I just challenge you to fact check everything.
And if you respect yourself, you would do the due diligence to research everything before you post something. If you're gonna have an opinion on something, know your opinion. For so long, I didn't know why I felt the way I felt. I knew why I was saying it, because I was black, because I was gay, because I wanted to stay in a friend group, because I was left on the left and I had to fit in, and like that was just my mindset. I just grew up that way. No, you don't have to lock yourself in that box. It is okay to challenge yourself and grow. That's not a bad thing to do. And I'm glad more people are waking up. I'm glad more people are doing this. I'm glad more people are getting the courage, especially in light of Charlie Kirk and what happened with that, to speak up. Because if you truly respect yourself, you should be standing on business and know why you are feeling the way you feel and have all the receipts to back it up. If you're just regurgitating the headlines of what your friends are saying, what you're seeing on Twitter, and it's wrong or it's lacking context, you look silly. And you don't want to look silly. You want people to trust you. You want people to like you. You want to just be a good person. At least do the due diligence. I might keep this in here. I can't say damn my damn lisp. Damn, due diligence. At least do your due diligence to be knowledgeable on these topics and get some damn speech lessons. Damn, Amir.
I'm making this video because I know I'm going to get hate comments, especially from the left, and nobody likes hate comments online.
And it's crazy, again, the party of love, inclusivity, positivity. And since being online politically since like 2015, and the first 3 of those years I was on the left, and then I was like more in the center towards the right, I've really only received hate from the left. Lost all my friends, some family, the whole nine. The hate comments, the threats, it all stems from the left because I'm not thinking identically to them. On the right, it's so diverse. We have like at least a shared decency, common ground, moral guiding, but damn, at least we can have a conversation. At least we can chat about it. We can like talk things out. The left, it's like you have to think that way. You have to think identically to them. And if you don't, you are getting called out and you're getting the hate comments left and right.
I used to proudly call myself a liberal. I still believe in equality, healthcare access, LGBTQ plus rights, definitely science and social programs. But I've grown really tired of the performance, the fear-mongering, and the refusal to have real conversations. I don't want to be here to scream or cancel or shame somebody into agreeing with me. I believe that we need to listen to each other even when we disagree, because change doesn't happen in an echo chamber. I'm not switching sides. I'd say I'm stepping out of the label. I'm an independent, logic-based thinker who's done letting political parties define my humanity. I'm still progressive, but I care more about the truth than tribalism.
It's that simple. Like once you just step away from, you know what, it's hard. I mean, honestly, y'all, it's hard. It's really hard what these people are going through. And if you're going through this right now, it's not easy. I was there going from the left to the more independent, or if you even want to go Republican, you can. But like being more independent, it's hard doing that jump because your whole world is being shattered. Like your whole world view, everything you thought, everything's being challenged. And it's hard seeing how much you were lied to. It's hard seeing how much you were misled. But the growth comes from that, and you at least first step one, recognizing it, and two, standing up for yourself, thinking for yourself, not locking yourself up in a box, not saying I am a Democrat, I am a liberal, yay, every single right, this is like, no.
If you want to argue, go talk to somebody else. But if you're ready to listen, then I'm all ears. Not everything needs to be red versus blue. And like, for example, here's some things that I know we can agree on. Our healthcare is broken.
Yes.
You shouldn't go bankrupt just because you got sick in red or blue states. Big corporations, for example, have too much power.
Yes.
They lobby both parties and working people end up paying the price. Veterans and the elderly deserve better care, period. No excuses. Mental health matters. It's not woke to want trauma support, for example, especially for kids and veterans. The middle class is being squeezed by inflation, housing costs, and endless debt, which is just not sustainable. We need civil liberties. Your right to speak, worship, protest, own property, and make personal choices. I think another thing that we could agree on is that we both need to protect democracy, which means fair elections, checks and balances.
Whenever I hear first off, the girl's snapping, everything I agree with her on, and she's more on the left. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like, we're allowed, I guess it's so sad that it's only independents, moderates, and Republicans that are able to have these type of discussions and, you know, how about this and how about this? You only can have those conversations with those groups of people. On the left, it's either you're with me or you're a bigot. That's it. But I paused it because whenever I hear about fair election, all I can think about is how for some reason it's racist to mandate having an ID to vote. If I gotta go present my ID to go to the club, what's wrong with me presenting an ID to vote? Talking about, well, black people don't have the means to go get an ID. You're supposed to have an ID, like your driver's license. If you don't drive, just get an ID, take a bus, take a Uber. Like, you can, another topic, another video, but that's just something that was on my mind. I couldn't stand that. Oh, it's racist if you mandate having an ID to vote. See, the biggest thing, everything's racist, everything's homophobic, everything's transphobic, everything's a phobic. Can we just shut up and just talk?
Free party, and this is the one that's gonna piss you liberals and you Democrats and anybody on the left off. Nobody should be hated for how they voted. Basically, what I mean by that is no one should be sliced for asking questions. I'm not here to hate conservatives. I'm definitely not fucking here to blindly follow liberals. I'm here because I want to bridge the gap and speak truth and hopefully make this country less divided and a hell of a lot smarter. And if that makes me hard to categorize, then good. Good.
Make it hard to categorize yourself. Like, being independent is a very free-flowing word in the sense that I do have some, for the most part, right-wing views, and I do have some left ones. I'm just independent, but I mean, I voted for Trump. I do vote more on the right, and especially regarding Trump and Harris, I don't regret my Trump vote at all. I have been critical of Trump. There are some things I like and don't like. Another video. But we're allowed to have these conversations. We're allowed to debate these things, and it's okay. We shouldn't hate someone just for voting a certain way, especially when, if you think about the amount of people, friendships and everything lost because it was, oh, well, I like Obama, I like Trump, and we hate each other. They up there kicking it when they in public events with each other. You don't cancel somebody, you don't stop being friends with somebody over these two people, and then these two people already know how to be in the same room and just kick it for just 5 minutes. Come on now, do better. But like she was saying in the beginning of the video, it is sad that, like, she doesn't want to be canceled for having those views, and she probably is, but like the hate comments that come from it, it's like this is the silent majority. Truly, there is a silent majority because they're pushed to be silent. They're pushed to restrain to themselves, and they kind of have no one else really to talk to other than watching creators online or meeting other friends online. Or it's hard. It's lonely. It really is, because things have just increasingly become more deranged. The fears, the threats, the doxing, it's all absurd. So truly, if you want to protect yourself from getting doxed or just any threats online, be sure to check out today's sponsor, Aura. I am more than thankful for the long time support Aura has had on this channel, and I'm more than thankful for the amount of service they have provided me and the thousands of you guys out there. Truly, because it is genuinely concerning how much of our private information is just out there on the internet willy-nilly. Because they didn't even stop at getting doxed, but the non-stop spam phone calls, these damn UPS text messages, over it. But thankfully, all that has come to an end, because what they do is these data brokers, they find any information they can about you and they go online and they sell it and they profit off of it. However, with Aura, this all comes to an end. It's a service that protects your information and honestly does the work of a lot of different apps in one. They will do the reaching out to those data brokers to get your information taken down because by law, they have to, but they make it incredibly hard for you to ask them to do that. So just let Aura handle that for you. But they offer spam call protection, identity theft protection, financial fraud protection, it's a VPN, it's a password, so much more, all under one app that is nationally recognized and respected. It's digital protection for everything that matters in your life. And given that my life is online and your life is too, I'm more than thankful that there are tools like Aura to help protect us. It's easy to use, it's sleek, and it's simple. Because truly there are some apps that focus on one thing, but this app just simplifies it all really for a lot of people out there. So again, either you can continue to just let your information be online as it is right now, where people are profiting off of it and selling it, or you can tap the link below, scan the QR code on the screen to go to aura.com/Amir, aura.com/Amir to start your 2-week free trial. Again, I am more than thankful that tools like Aura exist to help protect you and I.
Lifelong blue voter, I don't have anything else to add to this Charlie Kirk assassination horror story. What I do have to communicate is a sense of just like complete despair and horror and shame for my own political party. I have posted political content interspersed with my regular content for 10, 15, 20 years at this point. And I've never, not once, worried about being a target from violence on the left. I've barely worried about it on the right, but the way that left-wing terrorism is blooming and the way that people on the left are accepting it, supporting it, being callous, heartless. Anyways, what are you guys having for dinner? Oh, thoughts and prayers. He died for what he loved. It's disgusting.
It's disgusting and it's wrong. Again, I'm not saying you have to love the man or even know the man. I'm not saying that. But we should all be able to agree that, hey, that was wrong. No one deserves that. And we need to put an end to this violence. And it's sad. It's unfortunate. Like this woman said, most of the violence comes from the left. I'm not talking about Jan 6. I'm not talking about what else has happened on the right. I'm sure there's been some stuff on the right every now and then, here and there. But if we're comparing the left, hello, George Floyd riots, hello, all these ICE protests, it's just violence. It just results to violence. For what? What, as a black man in America, what can I not do that a white person can? Living in America, what rights are gone? What is it that you don't have that's missing? Tell us. So many people hate America. So many people are oppressed. So many people are violent for no good reason. It makes no sense. And it all stems from one damn side. And again, you're allowed to just distance yourself from that side and say, you know what? I'm not blanketly calling myself a liberal or a leftist. I'm just independent and I'm just looking around all sides and I'm hearing everything out. And you're allowed to do that. The same way I'm not a bigot for necessarily saying I'm a part of the LGBTQ plus community. No, I'm just gay. I don't know how else to put it. I'm just a gay dude. That's it. I don't need nothing more than that. I'm sorry. And that doesn't make me some self-hating gay person for saying that or feeling that way. And it doesn't make you some crazy right-winger for stepping away from the left and all the violence and chaos that they sadly are causing.
Charlie Kirk thing kind of put the nail in the coffin of me being a Democrat. I was slowly moving away from it anyway because I was noticing certain things, but I'm not a Democrat. And I'm not a Republican either, but I'm not a Democrat. And I just noticed certain things, like the way that the conversation would be shut down by calling somebody a name or calling somebody a bigot. It's like, okay, and why am I a bigot just because I disagree with you? I can disagree with you and still not want anything bad for you. I just disagree. And it's like, oh, you're personally committing violence against me if you disagree. It's like, that's a cop-out. And I would notice certain things like that.
Yeah, it's a cop-out. Calling someone a bigot, racist, homophobic, or you're being violent against me with your words, or a vote for Trump is a vote against me. It's like, no, it is not. Calm down. For once, just look at all sides. This person saying she was peeping certain things on the cop-outs, and you're alienating so many people. It's why all these people are leaving the left. You alienate so many people when you shut down conversations off the bat off of one thing. And you can't do that with everybody and everything. It's unfair. It's not right. It's not productive to have a fruitful conversation. It just pushes people away.
And it's crazy because like I didn't recognize it, but you know, as I started to just see it, I started to see how like it's one thing to believe in something, it's another thing to tell somebody they're bad if they don't.
Yes.
Especially if the view is wacky, crazy, and all the way out there. You know, canceling somebody for something that they did when they was 8 years old, for something that they said when they was 8 years old, and that thing won't even a slur back then. It's like, what do we like do? Like, people can't grow. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's a way to keep people in control.
It is a way to keep people in control, and it's like as if nobody can grow. Like, I'm saddened by the response some people had, but the one common ground that I am holding on to is the fact that we all do grow and change. That's the one thing I'm holding on to, which I guess is the fact that we're human. So when it comes to all these people on the left that personally I have left, or some people that I have cut off completely after the passing of Charlie Kirk, my only hope for them in the long run is that they're human and they grow up and they change. And they realize the ways they've been lied to, misled, or gaslit. Because other than that, I don't know what else is there.
And if you don't think exactly how I think, if you ever step in line, I can just like, you know, take away, you know what I'm trying to say? And it was just very controlling, but just very evil. And like the moral superiority, the moral high horse, and the performative activism was crazy. Like, oh, we are so oppressed, and go, like ride the Starbucks. It's like, there's actually people that are in different countries.
It's actually real oppression. You know how privileged you are? This is the best. It's crazy out there, but this is one of the greatest countries to be in, to thrive, to create a legacy in. It truly is. There is real oppression out there in the world. We're not going through as much as they are, by no means. And if we are, why are you advocating for all these immigrants to come here in the first place? If you hate America, we so oppressed, people of color got it so bad in America, why are you fighting ICE for like pushing them back out? Why are you promoting everybody to come on in, come to America? If it sucks, why are you being fake and phony and telling people to come in if you don't even like it yourself? Be real. The moral high ground, like, oh, we're great, we're so accepting and loving of everybody and everything at all the times, no matter what they're saying. Hip hip hooray. You're going to hurt people's feelings in this world. It is okay. That is life. Not everybody's going to agree with you. Not everybody's going to like your opinion. That is fine. But when we go down this route of pleasing every single group of people for every little thing, we go nowhere.
And like, that's very disrespectful to them to say that you're oppressed like that. Like, you know, I would debate people down. And here's the thing. I had to come to realization that like, I would go online to see what I should feel about a subject instead of actually saying what I did feel about the subject, to see what they were saying, and I would hop on it. Exactly
what I said when she first started talking. All the time I used to just regurgitate headlines, or I would just like say what I think I should be saying right now instead of really sitting down like, do I really feel this way? Do I think this way? Like, let me sit down and really think like, I was just complaining about how much our infrastructure sucks. And I just walked over a homeless person while going to a concert downtown. So why would I be fine with bringing more people into the country, depleting resources from helping who's already needs help and giving it to more people out there? If America's bad right now, why don't we just pause on a few things, fix it, and then continue? Why are we continue letting people in? Or, you know, why am I living in a gated apartment complex, but I'm offended that Trump wants to build a wall? Why am I offended Trump wants to build a wall when we're giving all this money to Ukraine to do what? Protect their border. To Israel to do what? Protect their border. But when we want to protect our own border, now it's racist. Now it's a problem. Now we're bigoted. Nothing was adding up. It really wasn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, this 13-year-old, they can't drink. They can't smoke. Yup. They can't vote. Yup. Barely can drive. Yeah. We know how much we change from 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. But yes, we know this 14-year-old person, this 14-year-old minor who wants to transition, they know they want to because they are that way for life, and it's okay. While at the same time ignoring all the people who did transition, who are now trying to detransition, and warning all the minors not to go through it. But then you have gay organizations calling them transphobic. Really sit back and peep for yourself what's happening in these streets, y'all. Like, really sit back, analyze everything, how you feeling. Okay, Black Lives Matter. they're rioting a lot. They're in the streets a lot. We're really loud and vocal, shutting down traffic, marching downtown. But when I look up the statistics and I see how many black unarmed men were shot and killed by the police in 2024, it's less than how many people got struck by lightning. That one really messed me up. Because then you compare that to, okay, a black man walking down the street at night in Chicago, you're going to get bopped. Labor Day weekend, how many people were shot and injured in Chicago? That alone, how many black people were shot in Chicago by other black people alone is more than how many black unarmed men were shot by the police in the last 3-4 years. But we in the streets loud for what? Really sit back and listen to these things, you guys. Challenge these things for yourself. Look into it for yourself. It opens up a new world and it is terrifying. It can be lonely. It can be very challenging. But you have to do it at least for yourself. So you have some type of grounding in your life. You have some type of security that you do know why you feel the way you feel. You are confident in it. And it's not just you're confident because other people around you are agreeing with you, watching me or other content creators. No. Because you know for yourself. You got the receipts and the facts for yourself. It all lines up. It all makes sense. It's all accurate. It's there. Done. And more often than not, someone on the left cannot do that. And they still don't do that. You had Obama on stage talking about Trump said good people on both sides. As of last year, he said that. That's been debunked since it happened. Yes, Trump did say there's good people on both sides. But what was the full sentence? And I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis or the crazy white supremacists. They should be denounced completely. The media is shady. It's shady.
You know, I've been thinking about it the last few days, and honestly, I just feel politically homeless at this point. Like, I don't think either side of the political spectrum represents me. Like, you have the right who they value good things like national security and small government, but then they are also so religious and so hateful towards gay and transgender people all the time.
To an extent, I have come across it myself. I genuinely have, but there are way more loving Republicans, even religious Republicans that are very friendly to gay people. It's just a matter of like if you're a normal gay or crazy gay. That's really all it is. Which that alone has its own debate within the gay community. But I would love if he separated gays and trans, because my experience being a gay man in right-wing circles, extremely supportive, extremely accepting, super okay.
Then you have the left who are so humanitarian that they quite literally become virtue signaling narcissists, and if you say anything contrary to them, they are psychos and they have a lack of empathy. And you know what? I'm just tired of it. Like, I don't think I really like either side. I don't really feel like either side really represents me. And I want to throw away the whole system.
Dial it. And it's okay to be politically homeless. It's okay. Independent. Like, it's okay to step away from calling yourself a liberal or left wing. That doesn't mean you're just putting on a MAGA hat and going yee-haw. No. Like Dude said, it's okay to be politically homeless, and he just feels like, shit, both sides don't really represent him. And he made a good point. The left is so humanitarian that you can't hurt anyone's feelings, but you're always going to do that in life. You just are. It won't stop. Like, there's all, it's like the oppression points. Like, someone's always oppressed. Someone always got something going on. But damn, to what extent are you going to keep going? We have to realize that this is a real world. Let's agree on some core principles and then keep it pushing. Keep it pushing, and that's all we can do. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
So like I stated before, there was a few things that made me leave the left that honestly I just couldn't ignore, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I would ever be on the left again. Was critical thinking. Okay, hear me out here. Okay, my brain works in very weird ways. I don't know why, but when I sat down and thought about how much I actually loved English, I loved argumentative papers because I was always very good at that. Do you get it? I was very good at persuasive papers too, because I was the type of person where it's like, I need to know what the opponent is going to say, and not only do I need to know what the opponent is going to say, I need to do very thorough research. That's what I really loved about English class. Okay, so I sat down and I actually spoke to one of my friends who was a Republican at the time. I was in high school, and I actually asked her, well, why are you a Republican? I actually had to sit down and ask them, right? Because all I kept hearing was opinions from Democrats. And let's be real here, I would never go to one of your biggest haters and be like, oh, what is good about you? Of course not. They don't like your ass. What the So yeah, I actually asked the actual Republican. I got to know more and I ended up liking him. Simple.
Easy. All you have to do is ask questions. All you have to do is be vocal. And it starts with one person. It starts with one video. And it can really take you down a path of just discovering your own mindset. That's all it takes. It's all it is. And that's what I really hope this video highlights and shows for someone out there, whether you're debating leaving the left or you're not sure what's going on, or you're someone that's already did, or you want to send this to a friend that's kind of questioning things, whatever it may be, you are allowed to think for yourself. Do not allow any politician, me, any influencer, creator, YouTuber, any organization, nonprofit companies, institution, school, anything, none of that tell you how to think. I'd love to equip you guys with the tools to share your opinion on these tough topics that you may already agree with me on, but don't just agree with me because I said it. Look it up. I'm more than thankful you trust me, but I want you to be empowered. I want you to feel confident. I want you to feel strong in your opinion, and rest in peace. That's one of the amazing things that Charlie really instilled in me early on in my career, was just that. It's okay to challenge things. It's okay to look in different sides. It's okay to talk to the other side. You'll be fine. You will. If I had to sit back and think, what was the hardest part? Yeah, like what was the hardest part about leaving the left? It was losing my friends. It was hard. It's tough. Even this last week, seeing people I thought were super genuine and loving people, seeing how they reacted, it hurt me looking at them different. I mourned losing friendships. I mourned like looking into my MacBook, going into my folder that has all my middle school pictures, high school pictures, and seeing people I know vehemently hate me just because of my views. But you know what? They were never a friend to begin with. They were a stepping stone. That's all it was. And that's okay. As hard as it was stepping away, as hard as it was destructing my worldview and not being sure what to think, where to go, it was so worth it in the long run, you guys. There's more than enough content out there for you to look into. I'm very thankful you're here watching this video. And I know for certain people, especially coming from the left, you kind of want to resonate with different people who are like you, and that's cool. And just do know, like, any group, any ethnicity, any type of human there is, you can find a content creator for it on the right and in the middle, independent. There's so many people, so many resources, so many tools out there for you. And I just hope that you feel empowered to get that information for yourself, and that you do know you will be okay. It is hard stepping away from those friend groups and those circles. It's hard. You can do your best sharing information with them if they're willing for it, but it can get lonely, it can get tough, but it's called going through it for a reason. You're not stuck here. Everything that you're feeling right now, this just feeling stuck and murky and sad, and some people have been mourning, and it's a season, and it will pass. It's called going through it for a reason. You're not stuck there. You're going to survive. So whatever feelings you have right now is temporary. The only thing you can ever do in this life, in this realm, our time here on this planet, is control the controllable. Action-oriented, steadfast, control the controllable. What can I do? What do I have control over? It's this damn mental health. How you're thinking, how you're looking at things, what you're taking in, who you're around, what's influencing you, your environment. So much of that plays a bigger aspect in your life than you may even realize right now. Take care of that. It's okay to duck off, take a few months off of social media, and just process everything going on. Process who you are as a person. What are your values? Where do you stand? How do you feel on these certain things? Should you go to church? Should you not go to church? Should you just drop all your friends? Should you get a new friend group? Should you move? New job? It's okay to take a second, sit with yourself, and really think, okay, boom, what can I control? What can I do right now in this very moment? When you do that, the other side of that, shit, it's great. It's great. It is great. So I hope that you all are doing that. I really thank you and appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and sharing my content. Truly, thank you guys so much for being so receptive on my content as of late. It means more than you know. And I'm just very thankful. I'm very thankful that you're here taking the time to hear different sides. I'm very thankful and have a lot of gratitude right now for this platform that I have, and more so what Charlie encouraged me to do in the very beginning. I'm very thankful for it. So with that being said, as always, I will catch you in the next video and hope that you have a very, very blessed day. Deuces.